Guys, welcome back to another spectacular chess classic. Now, although this game is not that old, it was actually played last year at the Budapest Olympia 2024. The game deserves an immortal title because it is truly an immortal game of David Navara, who was playing against Rodrigue Lemieux Sean. Navara was playing as white. This game was spectacular in so many ways, from the sacrifices to the execution and the ending this game had. Truly one of the best games you've ever seen, and I guarantee you will enjoy it. So without further ado, we will go straight into it, guys. David Navara, who was playing as white, he opened the game with e4. We have c6 on the board, d4 and d5. We are in Caro-Kann. We have e5, the advanced variation. Black continues with bishop f5, the usual, because now black wants to play e6 and keeps this bishop behind this pawn, pawn chain, and this knight is, and this bishop is simply free to put pressure on the white's position. Knight to f3 was played for white. We have e6 on the board, usual continuation, and bishop to e2 for David Navara. We have c5 on the board, trying to break the white's pawn structure. White continues with bishop to e3, invites black to pick up this pawn. Black for now plays queen to b6, puts even more pressure on this pawn, and also attack this pawn on b2. We have knight to c3 here played for white, and in the game knight to c6 was played. Just so you know that after knight to c3, queen to b2 was a possibility, but after this move, usually what follows is actually queen to b1. And now if you go, let's say, queen to c3 check, then bishop to d2, and you will have a lot of trouble protecting your queen. In other ways, your queen is trapped. If you try with a queen picks up here, then we continue with queen picking up on b7. Your rook is hanging, your knight is also kind of attacked, and your king is very weak here. Also, what follows is queen to f8, and you are simply losing the game. So this was a small tactic. After queen to b2, after what follows queen to b1, after queen to b1, you have to take this queen, and after rook to b1, white has a slight advantage, although black is a pawn up. Now, if you continue with b6, this is actually no good because d takes on c5, d takes on c, b picks up on c5, and we have knight to b5 threatening to go for a fork. So this is a pawn sacrifice for the initiative in the white's position. Sean Rodrigue Lemieux didn't want to go for that, and he went for knight to c3, knight to c6 here played for him, and we have bishop to b5 played for white, c4 for black, and we have castle for David Navara. Knight goes on e7, developing move, and we have b3 on the board, trying to undermine this pawn structure. We have a6 on the board, bishop a4, and right now we have queen to a5. It looked like after queen to a4, white followed with bishop d2. It looks like you can play b5 and capture this, trap this bishop, but actually knight picks up on b5. White can easily pick up this because this is defended, and your queen is attacked, so this is just a free pawn. After bishop to d2, queen to d8 was played for black, and right now we have b picking up on c4, and after d takes on c4, we have bishop g5 here played for white. Game continued with queen to a5. Now it's a double attack, and it looks like one of these pieces will fall, but actually they are not going to fall because David Navara finds an incredible move, rook to b1, offering this knight free, and this knight will be only replaced with one pawn. Is the compensation enough? You will see in the future, but after queen picking up on c3, Rodrigue Lemieux thought that this was definitely a nice compensation here, and rook to b7, game continued. We have bishop to e4 right now for black. Black now wants to trade as many pieces as he wants, but firstly he wants to protect this knight. Game continued with d5, another great move, pressuring and opening the position. King is still in the center. We have bishop picking up on d5, and we have bishop e7 here for white. Game continued with the strongest continuation for Rodrigue Lemieux Sean with queen to a5. Now after bishop e7 we'll go back. Let's say what will happen if bishop picks up on e7 was played. This is not a good move because Bishop picks up on c6, and after bishop picks up on c6, it looks like white completely lost here. Everything is defended, and black is simply winning. But actually, white has a tactic here with rook picking up on e7. After king picks up on e7, we have queen d6 check. After king e8, queen c6 check, king e7, queen b7 check, king must go on the last rank, and after this queen to a8, and we will pick another rook and we will win this game. So after bishop to e7, there is not much you can do, and queen to a5 was found, and this was the best move. Also, by the way, protecting d8 square, but also attacking this a4 bishop. That's why c3 was played, and after that bishop picks up on e7 was played for black. Bishop picks up on c6, and game continued with king to f8. Again, after bishop to c6, this bishop is not free. You cannot simply take it because the same tactic goes here as well. As I showed you, queen to d6 check, king goes on e8, and again queen takes, king e7, queen b7, king e8, and a rook falls here on a8, and another rook falls, and it's game over. So bishop takes on c6 check, king goes on f8 is a must, and right now we have bishop picking up on d5 here played for white. Game continued with a rook to d8. By the way, after bishop to d5, if you go e takes on d5, then game continues with knight to d4. And now let's say you play something like queen picking up on c3, then knight to c6, threatening to pick up your bishop. And let's say after you play something like bishop c5, queen takes on d5, and a checkmate threat, checkmate soon incoming. There is no way of actually stopping the checkmate. And after knight to c6, if you decide to go queen to d3, which is a computer recommendation, we simply pick up your bishop, and after queen takes, rook takes on d1, the game is simply done. It's a knight advantage. This pawn will fall, this pawn will fall, and white will simply win the game. So we have bishop picking up on d5 and a rook to d8, and now we are in another critical part of the position where David Navara again has another brilliant move after rook to b1, and this move is bishop picking up on c4, offering a queen for a rook. And after, of course, Rodrigue Lemieux Sean accepts this, we have rook picking up on d1, and it looks like all the troubles went away. Black king just needs to find safety and somehow repel the attack, but g5 was played. Game continues with rook d goes on d7. The idea is to pick up this bishop. Game continues with bishop to d8. There is nothing much you can do. There is no way how to save this bishop. If you move your bishop somewhere else, let's say on c5, then white can either pick up knight to g5, white can go with bishop to e6, white can of course pick up this with rook picks up on f7, and now after this move, bishop picks up on e6, and it will be like those games with windmill tactics, discovered checks. It will be an insane victory for white. So simply overwhelming attack with rook d to d7. You want to cut the damage as much as you can. Bishop d8 is a attempt for black. We have knight to d4 now calmly plays David Navara, brings another piece into the game. We have king to g7, now rook picks up on f7 check, king goes on h6, and after bishop to d3 on the move 27, this is where Rodrigue Lemieux Sean decided to resign, because there is simply no way of stopping the checkmate. So let's see what are black options here. So let's say, firstly, let's see what white threatens. White threatens to take this pawn. Let's say queen b6 is played. You will simply be ignored with this, and we will pick up this pawn, and after rook takes, the rook picks up on h7 is a checkmate. So you don't want to do that. After bishop to d3, what else is there? Let's say you try to push with after queen to b6, yeah, with g4. Let's see how we continue with that. Again, rook picks up on h7 check, rook picks up on h7, rook picks up on h7 with the check, king goes on g5, the only move, and right now we have knight picking up on e6, another great checkmate here. Look at this position, brilliant. Everything is covered, this diagonal, these squares, and these squares are all covered by this rook. Spectacular checkmate. So what else was there after bishop to d3? Let's say you try some difficulty to continue this game with bishop to e7, but you simply buying yourself a few more moves. Rook b picks up on e7. Let's say you go queen to c7. Now with queen to c7, we don't even take your queen, we ignore that, and we go rook picking up on e6 check. king goes on h5 is a must. We have bishop to e2 check. Now you can go king to h4. After king to h4, rook to h6 is a checkmate. After bishop to e2, if you go g4, we continue with rook to f5. You cannot go back, you can only go on h4, and rook to h6 is another spectacular checkmate. And this is how this wonderful game ended, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to leave a comment, like, and share this video with other people who enjoy chess, because your word helps a lot with the YouTube algorithm, and I couldn't do it without your help. Please help me build more audience and reach more people. Thank you so much. Of course, if you want to improve at chess and you are serious about it, you want to dedicate some time and learn about everything about chess in one place, there is definitely what you can do. You can join a chess community. You will see the link in the description below. Check it out for yourself. See if this is something you like. You have everything from openings, middle game mastery, end game mastery, tactics, strategy, calculation, how to do this, how to do that, visualization, everything one chess player might need to improve his chess knowledge. And if you want to improve your chess elo or reach certain chess goal, then you're most definitely welcome to check this community. As always, feel free to comment about the position. Have I missed something in analysis? Did you already heard about this game? Maybe you saw it already. But if not, do let me know. Simply chat. Thank you so much, guys, and I wish you a pleasant day. Bye bye.